Much as we all love the action in Kagurabachi and the fight scenes and the double spreads and everything amazing that comes with the series, it's always nice from time to time to get a lore heavy chapter. That's for any series that you are reading. Chapter 66 gave us more insight on the Seitei War. Immediately, the whole Kagurabachi fandom called out the fact that this information felt forced. It felt like propaganda. Like this isn't what really took place during the Seitei War. Tomorrow walking with his daughter, and we see graffiti calling them war criminals, which is kind of crazy because in the history books they're known as heroes who saved everybody from the war. But if you're really paying attention, the Seitei War and the Enchanted Blades, it's giving me similar vibes to the Millennium items from Yu-Gi-Oh! Before I explain the similarities between the Millennium items and the Enchanted Blades and the propaganda surrounding their lore and creation, we need to revisit a conversation I had in an older video talking about Chihiro's revenge path. Most revenge series follow the same path when it comes to storytelling. There's always some type of betrayal that takes place that makes the protagonist that's seeking the revenge question their resolve. For Sasuke, it was everything surrounding his brother Itachi. From that revenge series from Netflix, Hierarchy, it was everything surrounding about the death of his brother and who actually killed him. For Chihiro, it's going to be the truth about his father. In Chihiro's eyes, his father is the perfect person, his role model, his mentor, his best friend, and he was killed by the Hisaku. But now, as he continues down this path of revenge, he's starting to question his father's true intentions when creating the Enchanted Blades and what happened in the Seitei War. So it's kind of obvious moving forward in this series, we're going to get some information revealing that Chihiro's father isn't the man who he really thought he was. And based off Samura's dialogue right before he betrayed everyone, it seems like that's the path we're headed down. So what does this have to do with the Millennium items, Tusai? The Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, when Atem finally got all 3 Egyptian god cards and was able to enter his old world of the past in Egypt, we learned the horrific details of the creation of the Millennium items. Millennium items were these mysterious Egyptian artifacts that had powers that allowed users to tap into the shadow realms and have other special abilities that can assist them in the ancient art of duel monsters. Because we saw the heroes of the past, the Egyptian warriors that helped protect Atem and his family, use these items, we all just suspected these items were good, but deep inside we always knew there was a duality when it came to the Millennium items. There was this kind of dark side or darkness when it came to them, similar to the Enchanted Blades. The beginning of Kagurabachi, we had to accept, just like Chihiro, that the Enchanted Blades are both weapons of mass destruction and used for mass slaughter, and can also be used to protect the weak, just like the Millennium items. Millennium items' dark secret was revealed, and it all surrounded their creation and how their powers were created. Atem's father gathered up everybody from a local village full of thieves, took them to a basement and slaughtered every single one of them, melted them with gold, and used their souls to create the Millennium items to help assist them in war. This evil dark act and use of dark magic allowed the evil character Zork to enter the realm of the living. Bakura became the avenger for his people. See, he knew the truth. At the beginning of the series, we couldn't really understand what Bakura's intentions were and why he was so hell-bent on stopping the Pharaoh. But after we learned the truth about the Millennium items and how Atem's father killed every single one of his village members and used their souls to create these items, we finally understood Bakura's obsession with the Millennium items. Even Atem had a hard time accepting that his father would go this far into creating the Millennium items to use its power for war. And this is the same path that the Enchanted Blades are walking down. Based off of everything Samura has told us, he said, hey, you guys look at us as heroes, but we weren't really heroes, and you don't know what took place in that war. And that's why I'm trying to end everything, the Enchanted Blades, so the sword bearers will never have to go through what we went through originally during the Seitei War. This information, now it makes us question Chihiro's father. the main motivation for his revenge mission? Was he actually a good guy? What actually took place? So let's go back to chapter 66. 22 years ago, a small island called Shikoku appeared in the Southeast Sea. Along with it, Dansaki, the raw material used to create the enchanted blades. See, everybody who came in contact with this raw material exploded except the inhabitants of the Shikoku Island. And I'm probably saying that wrong. Please don't cook me. I'm sorry. Once it was established that the inhabitants of the island were immune to the Dainseki and they were able to use its powers, it was stated that the so-called invasion began. This master swordsman, Chihiro's father, created the enchanted blades and the 5 sword bearers wiped out the invader. The conversation continues with Samura's daughter, and we get another flashback of him holding her, walking by the graffiti, basically calling him a sinner, murderer, war criminal, etc. on his house. Comments were placed on his house after the Seitei War. So what does that mean? This implies that the sword bearers actually were in the wrong when it came to the inhabitants of that island, and they may have just committed a genocide because they truly didn't understand the power of those people, which in their defense, anybody that came to your homeland out of nowhere on a moving island with superpowers would scare any normal thinking person. So it's quite possible that they all overreacted and slaughtered these people that probably actually only wanted to help them. See, I don't believe the inhabitants of this island just came and just wanted to hurt them. No, I think they came to make their lives better. And once they realized they can use their powers to wage war, they took advantage of these people and then turned against them to kill them. Because how else were they able to get the Daiseki stone to Chihiro's father to create the enchanted blades? Unless Chihiro's mother was also an inhabitant of the island. That's another video for another day, but as of right now, it means that there's a darker secret to the creation of the enchanted blades, and this dark secret is what's going to destroy Chihiro's view of his father, which is the whole point of this arc. We're focused on Samura's daughter, but we're also seeing Chihiro reflect on what she's going through and how that's exactly how he feels about his father in this situation. Chihiro is about to go through a much needed identity crisis that all characters on a revenge path go through, and it's all because of the propaganda from the Seitei War. It's going to be exposed in the next couple of chapters. But that's it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I am out.